In the prior module, we built an inline template for our app component. We used the template property to define the template directly in the component's metadata. But this is not the only way we can build a template for our components. We can use the template property and define an inline template using a simple quoted string with single or double quotes. Or we can define an inline template with a multi-line string by enclosing the HTML in ES 2015 backticks. The backticks allow composing a string over several lines, making the HTML more readable. We used this technique to build our template in the last module. There are some advantages to defining an inline template using one of these two techniques. The template is directly defined within the component, keeping the view and the code for that view in one file. It is then easy to match up our data bindings with the class properties, such as the page title in this example. However, there are disadvantages as well. When defining the HTML in a string, most development tools don't provide IntelliSense, automatic formatting, and syntax checking. Especially as we define more HTML in the template, these issues become challenges. In many cases, the better option is to define a linked template with the HTML in its own file. We can then use the template URL property in the component metadata to define the URL of our HTML file. Let's use this technique and build a linked template for our product list view. Here is our ultimate goal for the product list view. The view has a nice heading. A filter by box at the top allows the user to enter a string. The user-entered string is displayed here, and the list of products is filtered to only those with a product name containing that string. The products are listed in a neat table with a nicely formatted header. The Show Image button shows an image for each product. The product name is a link that displays the product detail view, which we'll build later in this course. To make this page look nice, with very little effort, we use the Twitter Bootstrap styling framework. If you want to find out more about Bootstrap, check out this link. And for the stars, we use the Font Awesome icon set and toolkit. To find out more about Font Awesome, check out this link. We'll install both of these in the upcoming demo. Now let's jump into a demo and start building the template for our product list view. First, let's install Bootstrap and Font Awesome so we can use them in our templates. Open the integrated terminal or command window. I still have the application running in this window, so I'll click plus to open another command window. Then type npm install bootstrap font-awesome. This installs both packages. You may see some warnings here. These warnings tell us that Bootstrap requires jQuery and Popper, but we only plan to use the styling parts of Bootstrap, not the interactive features, so we don't need these dependencies. Installing the packages does not provide access to their style sheets. For that, we import the styles for these packages into our global application style sheet, which is the style.css file here. We'll import the minimized version of the styles from the Bootstrap dist/css folder, and the minimized version of the styles from the Font Awesome CSS folder. These style sheets are then available to any template in our application. Now we are ready to add an external template file for the product list component. By convention, each feature of the application has its own folder under the app folder. So let's add a new folder here and name it Products. In that folder, we'll create the template for our product list component. By convention, the name of the template is the same name as the component with an HTML extension. We'll call our product list component product-list.component.html. Now we are ready to create the HTML for our template. Let's start with the heading. We're using Twitter Bootstrap style classes here. In the heading, we display product list. If you don't want to type in all of this code, you can copy it from the APM final folder provided in my GitHub repository, as detailed in the First Things First module earlier in this course. Next is the filter by. We define an input box for entry of the filter string. And we add text that displays the user-entered filter. We again use Twitter Bootstrap style classes to lay out the input box and text into rows. Now let's build the table. We use Twitter Bootstrap's table style classes. We have a table header. The first column header is a button to show the product image, and here is the table body. We definitely don't want to hard code in the products here, so let's leave the table body empty for now. So we have the start of a template defined for our component. Now what? If you said we need to build the component, you are exactly right.